Yo, this is the football segment of the show. My name is Aleja Adebowale, and it's still the best show in the whole of the universe. It's still NewsInstanta Sport, where we discuss football, amongst other things. We have so many other things. Oracle Kachi has already jabbed me today about my Woody. I'm not going to say anything. He has said two things, but yo, this is branded, so I'm feeling cool. Even that big yap. Anyways, we'll be talking about a whole lot of things right now. We're talking about football, from Eden Hazard to Benzema, to the Man City team that goes to the final of the Champions League. I think it's only perfect for us to actually start with that. Olale, I want to start with you. It's going to be Istanbul again. And this time around, it's going to be a team from Milan again. And this time around, the team are underwhelming losers, underwhelming unfavorites, if there's anyone like that, against the overwhelming favorites. They have a guy that only comes around towards the end of the season and performs like prime Zinedine Zidane. They have a goal monster already in the mode of Haaland. They have that guy, KDB, that did not perform at the World Cup, but ever since post-World Cup, we've seen the KDB that we've always known and grown to love. And I know people keep saying it and, try to pull down the tactical acumen of Pep Guardiola and what he has done. I've seen Guardiola evolve tactically. I've seen Guardiola evolve in terms of personnel. And I start to be corrected. And I want you guys to disagree with me if you think I'm wrong. Most of these guys that are in the Man City team, I was actually telling my son yesterday, was like, oh, Dad, this Man City team is very wonderful, blah, blah, blah. I said, I beg to differ. With the exception of 2 or 3 of those players, most of them, if they are not playing under Guardiola, they are just average players. Players like Laporte, Diaz, Nathan Ake, who else? If Bernardo is a good player, but if Bernardo was playing in Arsenal, Bernardo will just be another Martin Odegaard. The exception is Haaland. That one is different. KDB, different. Yeah, we saw Grealish at Aston Villa. It's the same Grealish. But now he has a different role that he's playing. You see the evolution of Stone overloading the midfield from the center of the defense, overloading the midfield. That's another different thing. Because he was using Cancelo for that part before, but he transitioned mid-season. So for me, I wouldn't want to be in Inter Milan shoe for any reason. They've done well. Are we going to see another night of Istanbul? Olawale, your thoughts?
Well, City should be the favorite going to the game. I watched the Inter. I think I watched their both legs against Benfica in the quarterfinals. I watched their match against Milan, the semi-final. The Milan game was probably was uninspiring. I think City should be the favorite. I think they should win it, unless the Istanbul Miracle just want to repeat itself again.
So exactly.
But on another note, I think the Inter Milan they have a team that's on their night, and if City drops a little bit of their tempo on a one-off game, one dangerous thing about the Champions League final is a one-off game. They have the personnel probably to frustrate City. Very physical, but I still feel City are the favourites. I think it will take a significant level of drop in their performance and a significant level of, let me say, rise in Inter Milan's performance for the pendulum to swing in favor of Inter Milan. I think they are the favourites, but unless, like you said, Istanbul Miracle probably want to turn onto the side of the Milan team this time around. Will you recall in 2005, I think this present Inter Milan, as in their chances of winning, I would say, is higher than what Liverpool chances of winning in 2005 was. So, except where Istanbul wants to give us another drama, I think City should be the favourites.
To be fair, right? And Olale, okay, don't worry. Kachi. To my other question, most of the City guys, and I know you are ruminating about it and thinking about those guys like Jack Grealish. Do you think Guardiola actually brought them up to that level? Don't look at the money. Don't look at the £100 million. Don't look at the £67 million for players like Laporte, like Ruben Diaz. That Ruben Diaz is not better than Gabriel of Arsenal. I'm sorry to say this, but it's the truth. He's not as good as Saliba. If they leave, Guardiola brings out, because we see these guys in their national team. Most people did not recognize Cancelo when he went to Portugal. Like, this is the same Cancelo. And Sheyi and Olale will be able to attest because we actually played the World Cup football fantasy. And most people actually had Cancelo, but we had to remove him as the course of the tournament went on. And you're like, Ruben Diaz, Bernardo Silva. It gives them something. I don't know whether it's the man management. I know he's a crazy tactical genius, but I think he has this man management psyche in him as well. Kachi, do you disagree with me? I want you to disagree with me. I want to think I'm stupid. I want to make myself like I'm going crazy. Like I'm not thinking.
I think me disagreeing with you would show that I am stupid. On the other hand, I think the fact that these guys are churning out the kind of performances they are churning out speaks to the high intensive demand for perfection that Pep Guardiola, requires of his players. With all these guys you've mentioned, going back to their respective national team, don't play that way. So you might have to, I guess one argument would be they spend more time training together on the club side than they do playing for their respective national teams. But however, I think the flip side is that Pep Guardiola is so into the details. He's so into the minutiae of being perfect. And he demands perfection also from his team. We've seen him discard people I will probably say are more talented but less dedicated to their craft. The Ronaldinhos of this world, the Samuel Eto'os of this world. We thought Kelechi Iheanacho would never leave City because it wasn't as if he was having a bad year or a bad time in City. He just wasn't playing at the level, not even playing, training at the level that Pep Guardiola required or expects of his players. I saw two images of Jack Grealish. One from last year when he was signed, and he had a Paul Gascoigne body. And if you all know Paul Gascoigne, then you know Paul Gascoigne wasn't concerned with
Nigeria looking good, with his big tummy.
And then I saw the Grealish of this season, and that man looked cut in all the right places. That means he bought into Pep's desire or Pep's requirement to look fit, be fit, eat right, train right, and then play right. And I think that's really the edge. Those guys, yes, these are all people who start for their team or at least make their national teams if they don't start. But because the respective national team coaches, sometimes when these players come, they are 10 times richer than you are. It's not only in Nigeria it happens. There is so much you can say to them. That's not where their bread is being buttered. So that is a testament to what Guardiola does. And we should not deprive him rather of that praise. This City team is a well-oiled machine. That the only thing that would deprive them from winning this treble is if they shoot themselves in the foot. For the first time, I don't want the Istanbul miracle to repeat itself because it will mean that Inter now has bragging rights that in the same Turkish cauldron that AC Milan could not win, they went there and they conquered a big dragon. History is on the side of City. No team that is this overwhelming a favorite has gone ahead to lose it. Of course, Milan is the only exception. But if it's an exception, it is because oftentimes the big dogs know how to close out these games. And I don't expect Pep to tinker anymore. He was only tinkering because he never had the number 9. And Haaland is there right now.
Okay, all right, perfect. Thank you very much, Shay. And sorry, I said Shay, Kachi. Shay, I'm gonna come to you. People keep saying, "Oh, yo, if this City team wins the treble, they will be better than the United team." I'm like, "Yo, calm down, guys. What exactly are you smoking? The United team of '99 that won the treble against the City team? Maybe their coach is better, and that's why I'm prepping you guys towards the fact that there's a coach." And there are difference between players. Their coach is better than Ferguson tactically. He's not better than Ferguson in terms of man management. But the players, the level of players that we have at United in '99 against the City, this is not even the best City team under Guardiola. This is not. The only difference is just an Haaland scoring 56 goals. And I'm not going to disrespect the United team of '99. And I'm going to use Taya Shaw's words. Would this team be able to go toe to toe with the United 99 team? Shay?
Toe to toe. I think I've done this analysis a little bit in my head. And also with the help of, I think, Michael Owen and I think a particular Man City, former Man City player, and not Carragher, one of the former Man City player, and there was quite a lot of goosebumps comparing them like for like. But at the end of the day, I think when you compare player for player, you actually pick more of the '99 United players.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And even if you look at their career, if you look at the longevity in those players, side for side, the United '99 still.
Why don't we just do it right now? Why don't we just do it right now? Let's do it right now. Olale, please unmute yourself. Michaels versus Ederson.
Come on.
Let's just do it right now. What are we waiting for, guys? Let's just do it. Michaels versus Ederson. Olale, you're muted right now. You're muted. Unmute yourself. Olale, you need to unmute yourself.
Okay. Well, if you want to the challenge is going to be in terms of formation. But again, if you look at Schmeichel, Ederson could have been either way. Like I think it's more of a preference than everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, your diplomacy is too much. No. Okay. No. Olale, I refuse. Don't stop. Your diplomacy is too much. I need you to be
just choose one. Let's just do one.
I will choose Michael because
Okay, Olale is choosing Michaels. Oracle Kachi, what about you? Michaels versus
it's a no-brainer. I don't need to analyze it. Olale, come off your diplomatic horse. Schmeichel every season probably wins 3 games. 3 games every season for United when he was at his peak. You can't say that.
What about you, Shay? Michaels versus Ederson?
I think it's a battle between the old goalkeeping era and the new goalkeeping era. But if you look at it, of course, I have a little bit of experience in goalkeeping. But if you look at it holistically, it's still Schmeichel. The presence, the personality, the leadership.
We are going to remove the fence that Olawale has near his house that he's always sitting on. We are going to remove that fence.
Okay, definitely. I'm going to go with Michaels as well. Gary Neville versus Kyle Walker.
See, I think we have an issue. What's player by player?
Olale, just choose someone.
This is what
Gary and Kyle Walker. Just choose someone. This is a combined thing. Yeah, just choose someone.
Gary Neville, Kyle Walker. Proper defending.
And attacking.
And attacking at the same time. Glorious crosses. Sometimes Gary make crosses. I don't like Gary. But sometimes Gary make crosses. I'm like, Was that Beckham?
That's very close. I'll take Gary.
Gary, of course, I'm taking Gary too. Kachi, what about you? Gary versus Kyle Walker.
He was a better defender. Gary
was
just a better defender. I mean, he's number 2 role better. Maybe asking him to do more of the attacking. Obviously, it wasn't his day job. He did it. There were a few crosses, like we were saying, that worked. But his primary job, his bread and butter, right back defending. I didn't think there was anyone better in that era.
Okay. Gary. So it's Gary. What about you?
Debo for me. I can say if you're looking at a defender from the 99 set that can actually play in a modern day football, it's Gary. Gary takes crosses and balances Beckham as if the two are playing as one. That guy was phenomenal in his days.
Don't forget. I don't like Gary. I don't like Gary because of his banditry. Whatever. I don't like Gary. I don't like Gary because but Gary the player is better than Kyle Walker. And okay, so who else? It was Yapstam. And I should not even ask you guys. That's a disrespect to Yapstam. Anyway.
You have to pick your stamp. Whoever you are comparing with, you have to pick
exactly. Okay, who partnered Yapstam in 1999?
I think.
You see, the funny thing about 1999, he has a couple of partners. There was Emin Berg, there was Ronnie Yonsi,
Dennis Irwin.
Ronnie Yonsi on the left
back. Irwin and Phil Nevy shares that left back position.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think consistent. If everybody is fit, it was Ronnie Yonsi. But Ronnie Yonsi was dealing with injuries. That was his major problem.
For the most part. Okay, so let's go with Ronnie Yonsi, right? Do we agree?
Yes, Ronnie Yonsi.
Versus Eric Laporte, or should we use John Stones?
No matter how, probably you can. You can probably just choose either probably Stones or
Diaz.
And that's why I said sometimes they want to.
No. Diaz is against your stamp. Diaz is
probably because John.
It's done.
It's done. Go ahead, Alani.
I think Stones. Probably. I think it will be Stones, but I'll probably select Stones ahead of Ronnie Yonsi.
Okay. Just one. They have one.
I think they're very similar. But because Ronnie Yonsi, we couldn't see more of him due to the injury history. So I'll pick Stones.
Okay. What about you, Kachi?
I think I will slightly give it. I will give it to Stones. I'll give it to Stones simply because Johnson couldn't stay healthy. I think health mattered. In that 99, he didn't hold down that left side of that center pairing the way John Stones has done this year. That's really availability is why I will give it to Stones, not for ability. It's really because Stones was not available.
I like that word, availability versus ability. That makes sense. What about you, Shay?
Yeah, I think I'll go with Stones. I think also kicking the ball out of defense to support the midfield. For Stones, I think.
Okay.
For
whatever reason, the Stones are just rejuvenated in January. I don't know why you guys are picking him anyways. For me, it's going to be running ahead of Jones. For me, ahead of Stones. For me, you can't play 6 months out of your entire Man City career, and I'll choose you. I'm sorry, guys. And of course, Dennis Irwin versus Netanyahu. Should we use Netanyahu or Cancelo? If it's Cancelo, I'm going to choose Cancelo. Definitely. But if it's Netanyahu, it's going to be Dennis Irwin. Olale, I'm starting with you.
You have to use Netanyahu. You have to use Netanyahu.
Okay, so.
I think as a proper defender, you have to choose. I think I would choose Ake.
Okay.
Well, the reason why I would choose Ake is this. Ake is very very versatile.
Okay.
If you are playing a 3 at the back, it suits that left fullback. Is one of those few guys who can do the proper defending job. Now, close to what Dennis Iwin is, but I think based on that flexibility that you get in a Dutch player from that their orientation, I think I will go for Nathan Ake.
Okay. Kachi, what about you? I is going with Nathan Ake.
No, I'm going with Dennis Irving. I'm going with Dennis Irving simply because I don't think that Nathan has done enough to. That is a position where even Pep Guardiola, I believe, doesn't even know what his best is, who his best player is right now. Dennis was by and large a stalwart in that left side. Yes, towards the latter part of his career, Phil Neville competed for that role. But Nathan and Cancelo, you can argue, are in their peak, and yet no one readily stands out. I give it to Dennis simply because he held it down. There was no competition for that position when he was on his prime.
All right, Sheyi, what about you?
Yeah, obviously, the obvious answer for me is Dennis Iwin, and this is the way I look at it. If you give Pep Guardiola Iwin and Ake, obviously he's going to play Iwin. That's simple.
Okay, I think the midfield looks prime, and I'm going to throw you guys into confusion. I'm going to start with you. I'm not going to start with Alari this time around. Postcodes versus KDB.
No, it won't be like that.
Alari, as of today, I'm the anchor. Maybe next week when you're the anchor, you can do your own. I want to throw you guys into a state of Ugamuga.
I know what you're trying to do. I'm going first, right?
I'm going first.
Who's going first?
Sheyi is going first at this one.
Okay, Sheyi, please.
No surprises for me. I think I'm going to go with Scholes.
Okay.
I think versatility of Scholes' career for me was an attacking midfielder in the earlier days, became a deep lying midfielder, dictating pace. I think that's what gets it for me. Scholes.
Okay. Olari, KDB Scholes. Scholes is the nearest thing to an attacking midfielder in the Manchester United team. So that's
I think I'll select one. I think it is Scholes. I think Scholes is a better player than KDB. I've seen both of them at their peak. KDB could be more of that guy who does more of the assists. But as an all-round midfielder, I think if there is a one-on-one face-off between Scholes and KDB, I think Scholes will outplay him.
Okay. Olari, before I leave you, why did you say I should not face off for Scholes and KDB?
I think it should probably have been. Well, the reason why I say so is because if you look at the City team, unlike the United team that plays with two strikers, the City team plays with only one striker. And in most of their games, KDB is the nearest person.
So it should have been maybe Dwight Yorke versus KDB. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. So
I want to kill City.
It could have been Gundogan against Paul Scholes.
I want to kill City. Please. I want to kill them. Kachi, Scholes, KDB. I'm coming with the next one will be for Lale. Go ahead.
The biggest compliment I think, and I wanted to say that is I think it was when Pep's first year, or maybe even the year they won it against United. He said if there was any United player that could have played in that Barcelona, all-conquering Barcelona team from that United side, that it was Scholes. I think that is your answer there for you.
Okay.
Anything.
Okay, so now I need your opinion on this one. I don't want to be like Mikel Arteta for this one. In the midfield, I know ordinarily, I should not bring Giggsy to the center of the midfield. Ordinarily, I should not bring Giggsy.
He played there at some point.
I know. Hold on, Alale, because he should be in the front, right? So
who are on the left side?
So who are we playing against?
Wherever it is Giggs any day, anytime. It's on the left side.
No. We're still talking about the midfield. We're trying to make United a 4-3-3 to mirror
Roy Keane now. Roy Keane.
No, Roy will be against
Rodri.
Rodri. Roy will be against Rodri.
It has to be Dwight Yorke, because Dwight Yorke, during his latter days of his career, played more in the midfield.
More in the
In
midfield.
fact,
Okay.
when they played the two strikers, if
Yeah.
there's a person that I think it was the one that falls in between.
First,
Yes,
yeah.
he links the midfield to the attack.
Okay. I think they will win on that one. So Olale, Dwight Yorke versus Bernardo.
Is it Bernardo or Godigan?
Bernardo
plays more on the right.
Grealish, and probably Ramirez. Yeah, Grealish or Ramirez will flank Haaland, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Godigan is always injured. I don't know. You guys are just sentimental because he's always injured. No. He's always injured. He's injured.
Bayern, I thought Dortmund that was that injured.
No, he has only been injured even at City. How many games has he played this season? I beg. He just came back to life like a couple of weeks ago. Yes, now towards the end of the season. Godigan is always injured now. He's always injured.
Godigan.
Yeah, please let me check. Okay, so let's take Dwight Yorke against. Let's take Dwight against. Okay, let's take Dwight against Godigan. Let's play Godigan. Olali.
Yes, Dwight against who?
Against Godigan. I can. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because that role, it's a bit difficult because actually they are not direct comparison.
Exactly.
Dwight was a striker.
That's why I would have preferred us. That's why I would have preferred us to bring Giggs back and pair him against Bernardo. Because Bernardo can play that role in the middle as well. Giggs can play the role
if you want to
as
compare
well
Giggs and
in the
Bernardo,
middle.
There is no need for discussion between Giggs.
Okay, but I need you guys to agree with me first. I don't want to be like Mikel Arteta. So, are we saying Giggs, Bernardo, or Godigan, Dwight Yorke? We have to choose one.
I think both of them works. Giggs, Bernardo,
Both of them works.
Ika Yorke. Yeah.
Okay. So we're doing what, Kachi? Which one are we choosing? Don't sit on the fence.
It's the one and the only Ryan Giggs. It's the one and the only Ryan Giggs.
So it's Giggsy versus Bernardo, and I'm pretty sure Sheyi, unless Sheyi doesn't want me to talk to him again, ever in this world, he would never choose anybody above Giggs. Even Giggs is a home breaker, an home breaker.
Even Bernardo will choose Giggs.
Okay, that makes sense. That's settled, right? That's settled. On that night, okay, Rodri versus Roy Keane. That's strange. Rodri versus Roy Keane.
Let me check if Roy Keane is following you on Facebook because he has the paper.
Rodri Roy Keane.
Roy Keane, yeah.
Rodri Roy Keane.
I think personally, let me go first. No,
okay,
let me go first.
Okay, allow you.
I think their style of play is quite different.
Yeah.
And Roy Keane is even at his because see, in those days, in England, when they play 2CM, most times they don't play probably a natural defensive midfielder and attack. Most times just 2CM playing. And that's who Keane is actually not actually. But for me personally, because I like that the way Rodri plays, it's just like the way Michael Carrick plays. I think it's a personal reference. If I'm to be a coach, I would like a player like that who acts as an OD midfielder, who sits in front of the back four. And dictates, do all the simple things and allow the other guys.
No, let me correct you. Make the difficult things look simple.
Look very simple, and that's why I will go for Rodri.
Okay. I agree with you on that one. Sheyi, what about you? Roy, Rodri.
I think it's another tight one, actually.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you. It is.
Because for me, I think there are two different players, two different personalities, but playing the same role differently. I think Roy Keane is an inspiration on the pitch any day, anytime. Roy Keane is an enforcer. which when you have on the pitch, I think it makes even other players better. But if we're talking about passes, bringing other people into play and making it easy, just like Olawale said, is Rodri. For me, it's quite tight, to be sincere. Jesus. but okay, let me just do a good service to Man City.
I'll pick Rodri for this one. Okay.
I'll go with Rodri.
What about you, Kachi?
It's really hard. It's really hard for me to pick Rodri because I'm remembering that entire 1999 run and how
Roy was versatile and versatile.
Especially against Juventus.
Yeah, I know.
Juventus. It's hard for me on the back of that performance to pick Rodri. It is really hard for me. The reason I say so is without a Rodri on this current City team, can City still be as dominant as they are? I say yes. But without that emotional juice that Roy brought and the performance, otherworldly performance against Juve, would we be talking about a treble now? No. That singular fact totally makes me go Roy Keane's way. And the fact that he might hear us, he has his ears everywhere. It also adds to that. But for me, objectively, I think Roy Keane.
Roy Keane. Oh wow. I don't know who to choose. I'm like Olawale right now. I'm confused. But oh god. I'll say I don't like Roy Keane. I'll say Rodri. I don't like Roy Keane. Roy Keane is too aggressive. He's a wicked guy. So it's based on personality. And I know this is no brainer as well. We should not even be talking about this one. The guy that took England to the World Cup in 2002 without free kick in front of 67,000 capacity at Wembley. The guy that moved to Real Madrid, the guy that can score free kick from anywhere on the pitch, whether it's 20, 30 yards, the guy that scored that goal against Wimbledon. We should not be talking about it. Real Madrid is not fit enough. Whoever they like, they should play there. He's not fit enough to tie his shoelace. So are we agreeing on that? We should not even talk about it. We should not even mention the guy's name. Out of respect for him, we should not even mention his name. The most if you understand football, is the most commercially viable player in the history of the game. So we should not even mention his name, right? Kachi, do you guys agree? We should not even mention his name.
Without a doubt, the current part owner of Inter Miami, he held down that right flank. And let's not forget that both crosses that won the game came off his boots. The first to equalize, next to get that winning game. Shout out to Teddy Sheringham for that. But yes, no need to mention his name. The original number 7, even though people say there's another number 7, but the number 7 before CR7 was number 7.
Number 7. Yeah, okay. Olawale, why you were going? We're just talking about the guy that we've agreed. I know you're a rebel. You might say you want to mention his name, but we've agreed we're not going to mention his name. The most commercially viable footballer in the history of the game is no match for Real Madrid, so we should not even talk about his name. We should not even mention his name out of respect for him on this show. Do you agree with us?
Yeah. No, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I think before David Beckham. Do you know one thing? I would choose David Beckham ahead of Ramirez.
Yeah. Well, if you don't, I'll go to remove you right
efficiency, and versatility.
Go ahead.
One thing is this table. I think there's another thing. Because of how commercially popular David Beckham was, I think David Beckham is highly underrated as a footballer.
Underrated.
Most people have forgotten that David Beckham finished second twice in the Ballon d'Or. He finished second in 1999.
They just don't understand football. So anybody that understands football will understand David Beckham. Anybody that tells you that Beckham is just about fashion and commercial, don't even bother talking to them. That's the way I feel. That's the way I feel. I'm not a United fan, but I love Beckham. Not because he's fashionable. I'm not even fashionable. So it's not because of fashion. I love the way he plays. The way it makes difficult things look very simple. He plays all these 70-yard passes. And like, I remember a particular time that Veron came to United, and Veron was switched to the left flank. Beckham on the right flank, and Beckham will cross from the left flank to the right flank to Veron. Veron will do the same back to Beckham. I'm like, yo, what the hell is happening here, man? Yeah, go ahead, Olari. Sorry about that. Olari, go ahead.
Yeah, I think one thing that most people, yes, I think if you look at the United 99 squad, most times when they don't have the ball, Beckham tends to join them in the midfield, makes it look like a midfield three.
Yeah, he always came to the middle.
Yeah.
He offers the same.
I think the most difficult one for us right now would be Haaland versus Andy Cole. Andy scored 42 goals without any penalties. I think that was 1995. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ali. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kachi.
You are right. You are right.
Andy is a monster. That's 90. Andy was a monster. I know people love Haaland. Andy was not just a goal scorer. I total respect for him. The 1-2s against Barcelona, they got in Camp Nou, and sorry, go ahead, Kachi.
Yeah, the difference for me was Andy did not have the expectation. Henning has this expectation from the day he signed with City. Was he going to deliver? And not only did he deliver, he's exceeding everything. Andy grew into that role. He was molded in the image of Sir Alex Ferguson.
I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you.
Henning was just a cherry on the cake for City, in the sense that I don't think he needed to be coached in his movement. Instead, what he was coached on was when the ball is not getting to you from KDB, try and make other runs. Henning ran and linked up, or rather ran to the 18-yard box as a number 9. He was just, an enigma. This is my opinion.
Of course, I agree with you 100%. It's your opinion. I respect
Haaland, if there was going to be any City player to break into that 11, it probably would be Haaland.
Okay, Shay, what about you? But point of correction, Andrew had that expectation once he signed all that dotted papers from Newcastle. He had that expectation. Yes. Everybody. Andrew, don't forget, he's a gunner. They released him in Arsenal. Andrew has always had that expectation as well. Yeah. Shay, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I think Andy Cole was always a big player coming to Manchester United. And I also think there was quite enough expectations from him, especially playing for a bigger club. I think at no point was Andy Cole was anybody able to doubt his qualities. He kept on scoring the goals even after leaving United. He went to smaller clubs and still kept on scoring the goals. And there is no fluke to be maybe former now, the former third highest goal scorer in the Premier League for a long time before Roy Keane overtook him. I think a recency bias will probably make anyone to pick Haaland over Andy Cole. Apart from that, maybe because of Haaland's performance this season has actually, thrown Manchester City into the limelight to make them actually a treble, a possible treble winning team. So for me, if I would say from Guardiola's team last 3 years, the difference this season is Haaland, and I think that's why they are talking about the treble. So maybe for that, I'll just pick him over Cole today.
Okay. I wouldn't pick him over Cole anyways. I won't pick him over Cole. I'll pick Andrew. But of course we can give City one last shot to get a player, and that will be Blomqvist versus Grealish. Statistically, maybe Grealish is better, but will you choose Blomqvist ahead of Grealish? I'll choose Grealish over Blomqvist anyways. For me, because I'm not playing gigs there. We're not playing Giggsy. If I'm playing Giggsy there, or I don't know. Yeah.
I think we should have switched Grealish and Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo Silva.
So
it's going to be Giggs versus Grealish.
Anybody there. Yeah. And I think Bernardo Silva, we might just pick Bernardo Silva ahead of Blomqvist.
Okay. Makes sense.
That settles it for me.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Kachi?
If it's a Bernardo Silva over Blomqvist, then I will take Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo.
But Blomqvist did something that I don't think Bernardo does. Because City always plays on the front foot. Bernardo was never saddled with some defensive duties, which is what I believe Blomqvist has over him.
Over Bernardo.
And we didn't have super teams. We had teams created in the images of their coaches. They were some of their parts, and not necessarily. Probably the only super clubs we used to have then were in Spain. 1999, Serie A was in the doldrums, so
yeah,
it was most likely Spain. Unlike now, where everybody is looking for the coach they want to play for, and everyone is running towards Pep. We didn't have that, so Blomqvist earned his right to play in that role. It wasn't a fancy name, but he did all those dirty things you didn't want to see. But in terms of innate abilities, I think I would do Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo ahead of. Okay, that's fair enough.
Back foot, Bernardo Silva should just go and be playing 10-10. I take Blomqvist.
So realistically, so we have Bernardo, we have Rodri, we have Haaland. Just 3 players out of 11. Yeah. That says it all. So please, guys, these are the world best analysts. For me personally, I don't know about you guys. For me personally, these are the best analysts, and they're telling me, please don't compare the City team with United treble winners. Please, and please. They are not even the best City team ever under Pep Guardiola. But anyways, and for anybody that cares to listen, this was not even planned. We did not prepare for this. We just brought it off the top of our head. So sorry about we not running out statistics for you to buttress what we were saying. Bernardo, I said Bernardo. Eden Hazard has been booted finally out of Bernabeu Stadium after playing a whooping 76 goals and scoring an astronomical 6 goals over 4 years. Kachi, what do you say? What do you say to Eddie?
A disappointing end to what was a promising transfer then. I definitely don't want that to be his story. I don't want that to be how we remember Eden by. So he needs to make sure that whatever moves he makes next is a move that would help him resuscitate his career. In this case, it might mean moving to Germany. Quite disappointing that in 4 years you played roughly 2 seasons of football simply because he could not stay fit, and and that's usually what happens when you're a prima donna, and that's what the English media does to you. The English media puts you on such a pedestal, and that's why I don't want to cement there yet. And I think he went with that mindset into Real Madrid. And then going there and seeing people who are potentially bigger stars putting in the work surprised him. I watched that John Michelobi's interview where they said, oh, he never ran, he never tracked back, he stood there and demanded for the ball, and on Saturday he would perform magic. Probably tells you that the English Premier League that time was not the most technical league. If someone who did not train hard could come in and dominate as much as he did. But a sad end to what was a promising transfer. And I wish him the best. Probably just has to go and join his brother in Germany. I believe Togen is in Germany. I can't remember.
Yeah, Dortmund.
So go join your brother in Dortmund. It's a club that is known for giving people second chances. I'm looking at Nuri Sahin, and all those other guys. Marco Reus,
Julia Brandt,
who go to Bayern, can't cut it, come back to Dortmund, and are able to resuscitate their career. Probably the best option for him right now.
All right, Sheyi, and there's a wannabe football pundit that compared the career of Eden Hazard with Cristiano Ronaldo. For crying out loud. Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo is probably top 5 best player of all time. Probably. Depending on what side of the fence you are sitting on. And to compare Eden to Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, in his words, he said they probably go toe to toe. And Olawale was like, do you understand the meaning of toe to toe? That means the pendulum can swing either ways. What are your words to this pundit? Sheyi. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. Not Ronaldo, the defender of Porto. Ronaldo.
I think it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You cannot, and I say it, you cannot compare Eden Hazard to Cristiano Ronaldo. I think one of the worst parts or the worst seasons for Cristiano Ronaldo should be his last or his first season for Manchester United. That's the coming back.
Yeah, the second stint,
the second stint. And even as at that, you cannot compare Eden Hazard to Cristiano Ronaldo. It's for me, I even don't need to pull out statistics or there's no point doing head-to-head about this. You cannot. And if you just compare everybody that left the English Premier League that went to the Spanish League, it's enough answer for you. You see the McManaman in those days. You see Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo, Owen, thank you. The Ruud van Nistelrooy left Man U too. Obviously you can see what they did in the Spanish league, and I think Eden Hazard is the only bad product of the EPL.
No, Jonathan Woodgate was worse. Jonathan Woodgate was worse.
But Woodgate, anyway, was also injured, and I think Hazard suffered similar fate by struggling.
Due to whose fault?
Very good question, actually, because if you look at Hazard fails to keep himself fit. Woodgate was injuries, actually. But Hazard, no question, is a personal issue for him, not really the injury that people don't pray to encounter. So for me, it's a no match, it's a no-brainer, and I don't think anybody should spend time discussing this.
Okay, Kachi, without messing word, one word for the pundit that compared Ronaldo, that said head to head and compared them together. One word. One sentence. One sentence. Yeah.
You only started watching football 5 years ago.
Oh my God!
Don't let him hear that too.
I'm gonna. This is going to be all over social media.
I don't know who this person is. So
Kachi doesn't know who the person is. So
I'm not troubled by it, but it's myopic, and myopia obviously is because you're short-sighted. So your line of vision means you only have a 5 to 6 year memory of soccer or football to make such an assertion.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. I'm not going to say anything because it might beat me, so I'm going to keep calm. As I had been through that of Benzema to Saudi Arabia looks to be on the horizon right now. Farewell to Benzema. Benzema scored a whopping 353 goals in 647 games for Real Madrid, winning 25 trophies within that time. And don't forget, Benzema moved to Real Madrid at the age of 19 from Olympic Lyon, joining, being unveiled on the same day with Ricardo Kaka, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Belisha Alonso. And Benzema has gone on to become the captain, win Ballon d'Or. He's leaving Real Madrid as a Ballon d'Or winner, as a matter of fact. Good luck to Benzema. Benzema is being saddled with, not saddled, that's the wrong word. It's being worshipped right now at Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabian government are the ones requesting for Benzema to come to Saudi, and he can choose any team that he wants to. So it's the government signing Benzema, not Benzema going to a club. And to another one that's leaving Real Madrid today, which happens to be Sunday, is going to be Marco Asensio. Feelers are that he's going to be signing for PSG as well. Marco Asensio played 252 games for Real Madrid, scoring 56 goals as a midfielder with his wicked left foot. I wish him best of luck. I hope he does not finish like Jose Rodriguez after he left Madrid for PSG. And of course, Messi's next big move, is it going to be Barcelona? Is it going to be Etihad in Saudi Arabia, or is it going to go back to Argentina or come to the MLS? Kachi, what's his best move?
So I heard that what Benzema told his close associates was that the money from Saudi Arabia was, at that age, was too good to turn down. I mean, for someone who has sacrificed his career for so many big names, from Raul to Kaka to Ronaldo, before being the biggest dog in the yard, to finally get his reward. And there is no clash with his beliefs. He's a Muslim, a practicing Muslim, moving to a predominantly Muslim country. I think the money would also play a big factor here. It's not cheap to maintain a private jet, so definitely I think it's a Saudi move. The world should get ready to start seeing Saudi game broadcast on their big screen going forward, because we're going to have Benzema, we are going to have Messi go to Saudi as well.
Oh wow!
Let's not forget that Messi is already an ambassador for the league right now, and that was one of the reasons why he got into trouble with the PSG management. So it's only about time that he makes that move.
It makes that move. Sheyi, I'm going to ask you a question. Why is United so keen on getting Messi Mount? £88 million. Is it a wise move? It sounds straight to me. Is it because Eriksen might be out so soon because of injuries, his issues? And I don't know what's the rationale behind this Messi Mount move.
To be sincere, I will. My thoughts are quite close to yours. For me, I don't think Messi Mount should be even top 5 or top 10 of teams. Of players United should be looking out for. Another thing is, it's not that this is a player that is coming, for cheap. So I'm a little bit confused. I'll rather focus on good players from the teams that are going down, maybe the likes of Madison.
It is still a good buy. Why isn't it not being looked at?
Yeah, exactly. You should be able to get those for at a very good rate, and also their salary will not be a big issue for you. And if they happen to be a flop, it won't be any big deal for the coach or for the club. So for me, Mason Mount for that amount is a total waste of money. And if I have my way, I will advise United not to do that deal.
Okay. What about you, Kachi? Because it's kind of strange to me. Mason Mount for 88 million, and United are very stingy. they might still have to buy someone like Harry Kane. Harry Kane will not cost anything less than 100 to 120 million pounds, blowing a surmountable amount on Mason Mount will reduce their capacity to buy good players. And the players that they are trying to send out of the club, they are players like Maguire will not command a very good transfer fee for crying out loud. So it's going to disturb them in the long run. What do you think?
I think it's just the quintessential paying over the market rate for English players that is coming in, that is happening here. Yes, he'll be a good squad player to have, but you don't pay that kind of amount for a squad player. I'm still scratching my head that even Chelsea is looking to sit down with a club that is in the same league as it is.
He doesn't want to sign a contract extension with Chelsea. So
Of course, because he right now nobody. The truth is, right now nobody even knows who should remain in Chelsea. That is how bad Chelsea was. I really don't know who should remain. So it's up to Pochettino, and it will be interesting to dissect all Pochettino does, starting from the preseason in July. But beyond that, this is United paying over the market rate, just like they did for Maguire, just like they did for Wan-Bissaka, just like they've done for other English players. But I guess it's testament to the fact that Mason values himself high. ETH probably also sees him high, because if they had waited till the end of the season and not brought this desire to the public knowledge, this will probably not command that much of a price. But them asking now immediately, instead of waiting for Chelsea to say, Banjo market, come and choose who you want, has affected the price rate. I would have waited a few more weeks. There's a way desperation will make you accept any amount. But right now, United is showing that desperation. And you are desperate, you will pay any price they give you.
Okay. All right, perfect. And to another one, the news being monitored across the globe right now is the fact that Alexis McAllister will be signing for Liverpool in the coming days. They said a fee has been agreed already between Liverpool and Brighton. This is going to be an upgrade, considering that Liverpool are not looking to extend the contract of Thiago Alcantara. How big of an addition would this be for Liverpool? Or is it going to be another Carvalho for them? Kachi?
No, I think McAllister is definitely, if not an upgrade, is an assured signing. It's going to be like a James Milner signing for me. Might not be the most skillful. You can't compare this level of skill to what Thiago does, but he will be available. It's people seem to underestimate why being available is critical, especially in the middle of the park. The fact that you can look to your midfielder and know that week in, week out, I will be there for you.
This guy will show up.
People take it for granted, but I don't. I know how hard it is to be the link between the defense and the attack, and then I'm there presently, and that's probably one of the reasons why and indeed is not commanding a lot of interest, because over 3 years he's probably been sidelined for a lot more games than expected.
Yes,
For a defensive midfielder, McAllister would give you that availability and dependability. So I see it as an assured signing, maybe not an otherworldly signing, but this is one they will not regret.
Okay, all right, perfect. And of course, that will be the wrap of the show today. Don't forget, this show is being heard on Queen's Talk TV, on your Amazon TV, and of course, it's proudly sponsored by Bukenzo Glam, where you can get all your glams. Guys, see my glasses, very nice. I got it from Bukenzo Glam. So if you want to do that, just see them up on Instagram or via their phone number and get all the glams that you want. Guys, thank you very much. Follow if you like this show. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, NewsInstanta2 on Instagram, NewsInstanta _ and of course on YouTube, NewsInstanta Sport. Till we see you again next week, when we have a juicy story that we could not talk about today. My name is Raja Adebowale. Have a wonderful sporting week, guys. Bye.